right now there is a political purge that has been ignited by the Biden administration. And thankfully, it is backfiring. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the fact that Joe Biden has implemented these vaccine forced mandates on our U.S. military, our federal workers, our healthcare workers, along with businesses who have over 100 employees. Now, thankfully, these are being challenged by many states in the Supreme Court. But the bottom line here that I'm going to make to you, and the case that needs to be made, is that I do believe this is a political purge. And I've talked about it already on Restricted Republic. But before I get into it, I want to give a quick shout out to my partner at NobleGoldInvestments.com. If you guys have not converted your 401k into a Roth IRA or even gotten a 401k, then you're going to want to give them a call today and check out NobleGoldInvestments.com, because right now they are giving away a 5-ounce silver coin, America the Beautiful, with any approved IRA or 401k. So check them out at NobleGoldInvestments.com. All right. So what on earth is going on, and what is this political purge that the Biden administration is partaking in? Well, specifically, the case that I'm going to make to you today is that most of the people who are being purged due to not wanting to take these forced vaccine mandates, those people tend to be more conservative, Christian, Republican types rather than Democrat. Not only that, right now in the United States military, all the religious exemptions have been denied by Biden and his administration and the U.S. military, which means technically one can make the assessment that, considering Christians are the ones who are likely in objection to these vaccine mandates, that they are purging our Army and military and Navy and Marines, all of our military, of Christian people. Take a look at what I'm talking about here. And this is on foxnews.com. Marines say they're being crushed over vaccine refusal, and they're even calling it a political purge. And I agree with them. 0 religious exemptions for the COVID-19 vaccine have been granted to date, says Marine Corps spokesman. Now, the article goes on to state this. And I quote, U.S. Marines are being crushed by President Biden's COVID-19 vaccine mandate as thousands of them face dismissal for their continued refusal to get the shot. Several active duty Marines told Fox News Digital. To date, 169 Marines have been discharged for refusing the vaccine, and thousands more face the same fate after the Department of Defense mandate on all active duty service members went into effect for the Marine Corps on November 28th. Marines are allowed to apply for religious exemption, but so far, not a single application regarding the COVID-19 vaccine, or any vaccine for that matter, has been approved, according to a Marine Corps spokesman who told that to Fox News. Bottom line here, if you're denying each and every single religious exemption that our military personnel are giving, then that means you don't want Christians in the U.S. military. Because if they have a sincere Christian belief against these mandates and they're being denied, the only conclusion that one can make is this is some kind of political purge or religious purge of our U.S. military. And might I also say, this is coming on the heels of a time when there are talks of rumors of war with Russia and China. Why would you be purging our military at such a time as this? Good question. But thank God some of this is backfiring in Biden's face, and it's being taken to the Supreme Court of the United States. But that's not the only thing that is backfiring on Biden right now. These vaccine mandates are really taking a toll on our healthcare system. Lots of nurses have been fired over this, and it's causing a ripple effect all over the country, right? Take a look here. This is also on Fox News. Termination of unvaccinated healthcare workers backfires as Biden pledges help amid COVID surge. More than 30,000. That's a huge number. Healthcare workers are out of jobs just in New York alone due to their vaccine mandates. The article goes on. Biden is deploying military doctors because there's not enough healthcare workers and healthcare workers to bolster hospitals amid the spike in Omicron variant cases. But in the last few months, thousands of healthcare workers across the nation have been terminated or refusing to comply with vaccine mandates, leaving healthcare providers in the lurch with staffing shortages while bracing for more patients. A problem so bad that they have mobilized an additional 1,000 military doctor and nurse nurses and medics to help staff hospitals. This is what Biden said. It goes on to state they also had to deploy FEMA. FEMA is deploying hundreds of ambulance and EMS crews to transport patients. We've already deployed emergency response teams in Colorado, Michigan, Minnesota, Vermont, New Hampshire, and New Mexico. We're ready to provide more hospitals as well. And it goes on to say this as well. Since then, 31,858 healthcare workers at nursing homes, hospitals, and other healthcare providers have been terminated, furloughed, or forced to resign because they would not comply with the mandate. The total number of inactive employees in the state due to the vaccine mandate is 37,192 as of December 21st. And that's just in New York. We can go on. We have more than 2,350 nursing home staffs were also fired for not complying. And it's all across the country. Here's just some more here. Daily News, New York City nurses sound the alarm over massive staffing shortages. We also have the Boston Globe, about 200 UMass Memorial healthcare workers fired for not getting the vaccine. We have more. New Jersey hospital workers refused. 120 had to leave over the mandate. And this list goes on and on and on and on and on, on and on and on. And here's the thing. We literally have tens of thousands of healthcare workers getting laid off all over the country, and specifically massive amounts there in New York City. And the problem is so bad, Biden has to call in FEMA and the National Guard in order to fill the gaps and help with the nursing homes and the hospitals and all of that. Hey, here's a thought. Why not hire back those nurses that you fired? Hey, but let's just implement a tyrannical vaccine mandate and force them out of their work and force you, the American people, to suffer with your health, because now COVID patients are not getting the treatment that they need because of what the Biden administration has done and the Democrats have done there in New York. Anybody with half a brain would be like, oh, this is a bad idea. Healthcare workers are quitting and we don't have enough people to help with this disaster called COVID. So let's just fire nurses in the middle of a freaking pandemic and make life so freaking hard for them, that many are wanting to leave as a result. We've got so many tired nurses on top of that. This is things done by dictators. Meanwhile, what else would a dictator do? Well, he would deny certain treatments like monoclonal antibodies to states that maybe he doesn't like. Here's what I'm talking about. Gateway Pundit. Biden regime actively preventing life-saving monoclonal antibody treatments to Florida and Texas. And in fact, other states are very short here. Here we have FoxNews.com. Maryland doctor says people are going to die after Biden administration uses faulty data to snub antibody treatments. This is on Fox News. Why would you do such a thing? Does the Biden administration want people to die? Does the Biden administration not want our military to help defend against war? Does the Biden administration not want our nurses to help COVID patients? Does our Biden administration not want to give life-saving treatments to people? Oh, and here's another disaster. He's so short on tests, something he ran on and campaigned on. It's sickening. Here we have BreitbartNews.com. Biden's pandemic, massive line for coronavirus tests amid shortage. Why is there a shortage of tests? Because they're requiring it for everything under the sun. I'm going to agree with government, our GOP representative Murphy when he said this. And let me show you the article. I'm just going to take you to the article. BreitbartNews.com, GOP Representative Murphy. Fauci's vaccine-only approach has cost lives. You know what it seems like? It seems like the only thing, it really is, the only thing the Biden administration cares about is masks and vaccines. Outside of that, there's no other thing that they could really do. That's it. At least that's Fauci's main two. And now in the middle of a pandemic, we're laying off nurses. We're telling our military personnel in the middle of war that, we're not going to approve those religious exemptions, which is paramount to a political and religious purge of our U.S. military. And by the way, it's a purge of all departments, because most of the time, the people who are against the vaccines are Christians, conservatives, and Republicans, more on that side than any on the far left. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. I love all of you. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel here. Also, please don't forget to get to restrictiverepublic.com. I'm going to be posting some pretty huge reports there, and I want you to get there and check it out. And right now we have it for $1 for the first 45 days. Use the coupon code Christmas21, but get to Restrictive Republic. It is there that I share inside information. Also, you get the YouTube videos there without any commercial content. Anyhow, I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.